the
Sorry, before I forget, I wanted to restart the recording just in case.
the approved audits have to be in the city by May 1st. And she knew our calendar because we made sure we schedule all of our, everybody has a meeting in April so that this could be done. So I'm hoping that she knows. I can call her. Is Jennifer coming?
I just texted her. She said she'd be on the call. So either way, since we only have 3 commissioners, technically we have quorum with 2 of you.
Oh,
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe we should talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, wait, who else dropped off?
So Tony Fox resigned.
Right.
And Nick is no longer with Hampton Inn. So he's resigned also. And Heather Hill's term expired. So so that leaves the 3 of you. Jennifer, is that you there, the 5598 number?
Hey, it's Heather. I didn't know if I should dial in or not.
Oh, hi, Heather. Well, thank you for being here. We were just sort of talking about the count of folks for quorum right now. Because as far as I am aware, and I did reach out to Jennifer at DPD to confirm, but based on our records, and it sounds like yours as well, your term expired at the end of last year. And if you're not renewing, then you're not currently a commissioner.
Okay.
So we do need to fill the resident seat. So if you know of anyone in your building or on your condo board, or in a neighboring building that might be interested, we'd love to talk to them.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely let you know. And it was not an intentional thing. I mean, I can still, if y'all are up for it, I can still reapply or whatever. It's just with the last push with finishing grad school this last year. It's just been a lot. So that kind of fell through the cracks, I think. So, but anyway.
It fell through the cracks on our end too. Heather, we'd love to have you re-up.
Okay. Yeah. I'll get in touch probably next week if that works with y'all.
Yeah, that would be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, because that certainly would be easier than trying to recruit a brand new person.
Yeah.
So if you're up for it, we'd love to have you.
Yeah.
And get them up to speed.
Okay. Yeah, because we already are going to have to recruit and onboard at least 1 or 2 more commissioners outside of that because we've had a couple of resignations.
Right. Okay. Yeah, sure. I will. Yeah. I'll be in touch next week.
Thank you so much. And then it looks like Jennifer just joined. Jennifer, are you with us?
Yes.
Hi, thanks for being here.
Cindy, why don't you do what needs to be done? I'll see if I can find Joy.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order and get started and go through some of the non-audit items. So it's 2:05. We'll call the meeting to order. We are continuing to meet virtually due to the pandemic, and we'll be doing so until we're told otherwise. But yeah, the next item that does need a vote is approval of the minutes from the February meeting. Those were sent around to everybody on Friday. Does anybody want to make a motion on the minutes?
Sure, I'll make a motion to pass the minutes from the previous meeting.
I'll second that.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstaining.
All right. Next item is review and approve the annual audit. We'll come back to that. The next item on here is more of an informational update, but one that I think will sort of impact the remainder of the agenda, which is the delayed property tax deadlines from Cook County. I don't know, Sandy, if you want to speak to that, or I can, sort of give the general nutshell version of it, is that the Cook County Assessor and Board of Review are having a disagreement that is resulting in the second installment property tax bills for this year, which usually go out in August. They're not going to go out until January of 2023 now. And so what this means for us and for all the SSAs is that we will not be getting that second portion of the revenue that we have levied in in our annual budget for this year. So that's not great news, particularly for SSA 54, because we have such a tight, small budget to start with. And last year, we only received 72% of the revenue that we were supposed to. So we don't have a cushion really to pull from carryover for things that we're going to be looking to do this year. So I just wanted to make sure that, you know, everyone's aware of that, where we stand financially. You know, we do have our existing contracts through the end of this year for landscaping. I think that's really our only one right now. But anything additional that we find ourselves needing to do is going to be a bit of a challenge. RPBA might have to sort of float us, and it will get, you know, marked on our audit for next year. Did I miss anything, Sandy? It's not great news.
Well, is it that they're going to skip the payment entirely, or it's just going to come in January?
It should hopefully come in January or at some point thereafter. But it just makes for a big headache because that property tax revenue is our only revenue source, like for the SSA. So we will get it eventually, but vendors don't want to get paid in IOUs usually.
Mhm. But we really just have the two vendors, right? The landscaping and then the lights.
Right, and we don't have a contract for lights for the 2022 holiday season. We've completed our payments and everything to him for the 2021 holiday season. But if we want to do lights next year, that's going to be something that we're going to have to figure out. You know, maybe we will have to skip it, or hold off or scale back because of where we're at with this revenue
Have
situation.
you looked at it? I mean, we usually have a pretty big cushion from year to year. Have you looked at it? Do you have the numbers?
I don't have the number in front of me, but it's not a great number. Sandy, do you have that handy? I know we don't have much in reserve because of the amount that was spent on SSA renewal, but I don't remember the exact figure.
So I will tell you that it's under $5,000 because we have a $5,000 invoice from Scott that we haven't paid because we don't have enough money in the bank account to pay it. So which I guess means we're at a negative balance, right? Because we have not paid our most recent bill from Scott. So Scott Parrish for the lighting from last year. He invoiced us for tree lights and a portion of the plaza, I think, and then there was one more invoice after the lights come down. We get a final invoice, and that was $5,000, and we haven't paid it yet. So, but I'm gonna tell you right now how much is in the bank account.
Can we get a line of credit the way you do when you sort of first start an SSA and it's approved a year before any money starts coming in? Can we do like a 6-month line of credit?
We can. However, RPBA has the money to float, so I think I'd rather not, not pay. So right now there's $4,080.31 in the bank account, and we owe Scott $5,000. So there is money that's been kind of like trickling in, right? So the tax bills go out in March. Some people pay in March, some people pay in April, some people pay in May, some people pay in June, right? They pay the penalty. And so we're just being really careful. Cindy has created a spreadsheet basically of what we have contracted, what we have anticipated, our current expenses, and based on that, our RPBA has enough to cover. So our RPBA will probably have to float 2 of the SSAs, and the other 2 are not. They have enough money; they don't need it. So it's actually we have a board meeting next week, and we're going to talk about this. But my plan is, instead of starting a line of credit, is to just float from RPBA.
Is Loyola behind in its voluntary contribution?
Loyola is not behind.
'Cause
July
I
1st.
thought we paid for the lighting. I thought that was the whole idea, was the Loyola money like covered that big bill for the lighting.
That's only for the plaza.
Oh, okay.
So that amount of money only pays for that like merry-go-round thing that they put in
Yeah.
the plaza. That's, believe it or not, Jennifer, that check that you send us basically pays for only that.
I believe it, but I also remember it differently. But that's, going back 10 years might have been when we started this 10 years ago. I remember the plaza lighting costing like $5-7 grand, and then the rest of the lighting costing 10.
Yeah.
But that's not the
it's-
case.
It's at
Now
least
the
double
lighting
that
just
now.
on the plaza is costing $15,000.
Correct.
Now that Joy is here, Joy, I remember that you had mentioned that you had another meeting back to back right after this, so I want to be respectful of your time. I'm going to make you a host so that you can share any slides that you need to. And I will stop my screen share.
Yeah, it's not till 3, so whenever you're ready.
All right, mine should be down if you want to go ahead and screen share for the audit report.
Do you see the audit report now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. This is, my name is Joy Coombs, and I work with CPA firm Isles and Associates in Chicago. I guess Lakeview, Ravenswood. So we're just going to present the 2021 audit of SSA 54. So first couple pages is just the indexing, where everything is located, cover page. Then the first report is our independent auditors report, which we usually just point out this sentence here kind of sums up what we do. Our objectives as a CPA firm, independent CPA firm, are to obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financials as a whole are free from material misstatement or whether due to fraud or error, and to issue an audit report that includes our opinion. So basically we did that. We obtained reasonable assurance by inquiry, reviewing documentation as and such. And so we have obtained that reasonable assurance and therefore feel that the financials presented are free from material misstatement. Basically, it's a clean audit opinion, an unmodified opinion, which is good. So the first statement is the balance sheet, which is the statement of net position and governmental fund balance. SSA 54 ended 2021 with $2,500 unencumbered. There's a minimal amount of prepaid, and I can go over that with Sandy and Cindy off camera. It's not a big deal. It's just prepaid. So it's 2,500 plus the 6,300. City of Chicago owes us $55 for some taxes, property taxes. Minus, we have some debts that were incurred but not paid at the end of the year. So we end the year 2021 with a fund balance or reserves or carryover of $4,354. So that kind of helps you walk through. So we'll carry this 4,354 into 2022. So how did that number come about? So in 2021, SSA 54 received $95,000 of property tax levy and net refunds plus late collections. They expended $95,872, resulting in additional carryover of $84. So in the beginning of 2021, they brought in $4,270 of carryover. They added 84 to it, ending the year of 2021 with $4,354 of carryover. So then the next couple of pages are just notes to the audit report. Most of it just says, what's the basis of accounting that we're presenting these financials? How was the SSA created, who manages the SSA. And then we get to about here. We talk about we talk about the reserves or the carryover, those figures there. We talk about the related party that DevCorp North, DBA Rogers Park Business Alliance is the service provider or the manager of SSA 54. And that at the end of the year, SSA 54 did owe Rogers Park Business Alliance $3,676. Okay. And then we just, again, disclose the risks and uncertainty of COVID-19. We do identify here that there could be potential delays in receiving their respective property tax levies, which is happening this year, but not necessarily due to COVID-19. And then the supplemental information. This is 2021's approved budget versus actual. And you'll see that everything was in line with the budget, with the exception of one category that was minimally over $568. We're required to disclose the year 2020 for comparative purposes. And then this is the findings page. So we just had one small finding that one category exceeded the budget amount. Was similar to the prior year. And we just stated that that the Alliance, the SSA 54 will pay closer attention to the budget versus actuals in the future. So we can kind of put a little bit more detail in that, but it's minimal amount, so it's nothing to worry about. Then we're required to disclose our current firm license, as well as the 2021 budget that was utilized in this audit. And that's it. That was very quick, very easy and painless. So we have a little bit, we got about 2 weeks left before we have to submit these by May 2nd. So if you have any questions now, I definitely can answer them, as well as you can relay them to Cindy or Sandy, and they can relay them to me. We can get them answered.
Thanks, Joy. Any questions from commissioners?
Do
Okay,
we need a
great.
motion to approve it?
Yeah, if you're ready to make a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve it. Approve the audit report as presented.
All right, do we have a second?
Yeah, I'll second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks.
Okay, great. All right, I'll reach back out to you later. Thanks so much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for being
Joy.
here.
Thank you, Joy.
Certainly. Surely.
Talk soon.
Okay, great.